Hi kids, welcome back. Guess what? I'm doing a lot of unboxing recently, aren't I? This is something very special and very dear to my heart. I have been looking for one of these for many, many decades, in fact. The only reason I haven't had one previously is you can't get them, you know. Only in, I would say, the last 3 or 4 years had an original item version of this become available to people, and the advent of 3D modeling, 3D printing, etc. has made it possible to scan and etc. Last time I got something like this, it arrived smashed to bits in the post and I had to get a claim in. This came via Royal Mail, who regularly deliver stuff to me, and I don't think they've thrown it around. It doesn't look particularly kicked about. That's because it's not every. But I'm very excited about this, and I will say that this has taken a lot of time. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit so you can see it. This has taken a lot of time for me to pay off. I can't buy expensive things in one hit, so I'm very grateful to the maker of this for allowing me to pay it off in installments, because I really, really wanted one, but I can't blow the amount of money it costs, you know, in one hit. As you know, I'm trying to make a movie and other stuff and keep myself afloat. So, again, this falls under the category of old man getting excited about stuff that probably won't excite anybody. But I don't care. I've always wanted one, and oh my goodness, it's finally arrived. I don't think this won't fall into the category of things that I will sell if I get them desperate for money. This is a keeper. Okay, a load of papers. I mean, I do appreciate a cardboard box. That's how old I am now. Good box, we can use that for stuff. I can even think I can use the paper for things. I just know there's a pony in here somewhere. I'll have to tell you one day my joke about I know there's a pony in here somewhere. Okay, so let's just get the thing out. Yes, it's a life-size. It's a life-size bubble. Okay. I know there's a certain amount of excitement building, which is probably going to be a letdown for you, but I know at least one guy, my friend Richard in Bristol, will be quite excited to see this. So if you're watching this, Richard, I was going to say this one's for you. It's not for you. You can't have it. I know you want it, but we're getting there. We're getting there. See, I'm even thinking of opening it carefully because we can use the bubble wrap. That's how crap I am. Nearly there, my pretty. Well, it's well packed, I'll give him that. You can begin to see what it is. But I do warn you, I do warn you that there are a lot of people who will be like, what the heck is that? Which is fine, because I will wax lyrical about it, as I am wont to do about many things. I think we're done. Here we go. Wow. This is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Okay. Please don't be broken in any way, shape or form. I am going to be careful with this, because if you've seen my previous unboxing video, I did break a Tim Burton figure. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Oh, okay. The heck is that? I hear you say. Right. As you know, one of my favorite movies of all time is the much maligned Disney high-budget mega flop from 1979, The Black Hole. This is a Sentry robot, one of the many guards that were cannon fodder for the heroes. I'm not sure if this is a recast. I don't want to use the recast because there's negative connotations. But this is definitely a very cleaned up sculpt. There's even a fake seam line down there. It's not a real seam line, so it's been sculpted to a certain extent. Right. Firstly, if you don't know what this is, like I said, it's a Sentry robot guard, and I didn't like them to begin with. And I'll tell you why I didn't like them. Because of the mouth and the cheekbones. Why? Because they're clearly inspired by Darth Vader. All right. If I was ever to remake The Black Hole, I would keep these almost the same, but I would change the mouth and cheekbones because it's too similar to Darth Vader. But look, there's mesh in there as well. You can. Yeah, these are completely silent in the film, which adds to their scariness. They just march around very stiffly. Let's look at this. It's a number of layers of fiberglass inside, mesh, and this is not wearable, by the way. Obviously, if I wanted to make it wearable, I have to cut the thing into a number of pieces and bolt it back on around my head, and I'm not doing that because I haven't got the costume. The eyes, you can't see through the eyes anyway, but they are covered in a kind of mylar. Yeah, it's just basically a silver film like you get on a crisp packet or something. But basically, if behind these would be two slots that the wearer would wear, plenty of breathing room there, and there vents at the sides. Some silver detail on the back, but they're mainly in red. But look at the job of this, right? There are a couple of little scuffs. Maybe I think it's just dust, but it's an airbrush job. If it's a rattle can job, it's a very good rattle can job. It's this dark kind of, well, it's a brightish red, but it's been weathered with black. Nothing too subtle, to be honest. Yeah, it is dusty in places, but this is gorgeous. I want to say thank you to the chap responsible for making this, and he's done an excellent job. I used to work with fiberglass quite a lot. It is a beast of a thing to get right, and this, yeah, just check. Yeah, everything's in place. It's very good. Are there slots? No, there's no slots behind the eyes. I did check. But this is lovely. Look at that. Oh, my life. It's stunning. They did have a boss. They did have a leader. And their leader, as far as robots go, was a black version of this. Completely gloss black. No weathering, just gloss black. Which was a red one, repainted. Because in parts of the film, you can see the red under his costume. But he was called Star. Special Troops Armed Regiment, I think it was, and or Captain Star, most people knew him by, and he had a bit of a personality. He was very stroppy and very big-headed, but these are just dumb cannon fodder, really. But it's gorgeous. I wish I could play the Black Hole music by John Barry, because it's very epic. It's got one of the best film scores ever. It sounds very James Bond, in fact, because he did lots of Bond movies. That is gorgeous. That is beautiful. I'm so chuffed I've got this. I'm going to put him on a stand. I'm probably going to, he will stand like that, but I'm going to put him on what I normally use, which is a kitchen roll holder, or in the case of this thing, because it's quite tall, probably a toilet roll holder, one of those silver brushed aluminium jobs with a piece of sponge inside the head so it doesn't damage the inside of the dome, and just sit him on top of there and give him the occasional dust. But once again, thank you to the maker. I don't know if he wants to be left anonymous or publicized, but to err on the side of caution, I'm not going to mention his name or any links and stuff. If if he's fine with it, then I will amend the description in this video and then say, look, you can contact the maker here, but I don't want to be, start putting people in his direction if he doesn't want that. So, but I'm just going to say thank you to him for that. It's a stunning thing. I almost wish I could stick it on my head, but look at the size of this thing. It's over 12 inches wide. I think I might make myself a clear display case for this, in fact, because you might get dusty, but I think as it's so nice, it's so really nice, I think I might buy a number of pieces of clear acrylic and make a big square rectangular case to stand him in. It's cheaper to buy a acrylic the parts and make your own case than rather shell out for an acrylic case, because they're expensive. But that is a stunning thing. I can't keep going on about it, but really like it. And there's not many things you can get from the black hole that you can collect, and there's figures and toys. I do fancy the double pew pew blasters that they had, which were kind of ripped off by Guardians of the Galaxy. Double barrel blaster, you hold the middle bit and you've got a barrel at the top and the bottom, pew pew, like that. Yeah, so I'm not going to manhandle that anymore. I'm going to put him there. I'm going to stroke him because I'm very happy, and I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't seen the black hole, I can never describe it adequately. It started life out as a kind of haunted house in space type thing, and the house being a spaceship and a mystery, etc. But over many script rewrites, they added cute robots and a bit more comedy to make it more of a family space thing. So it's a weird blend of quite scary and then laser battles and robots. And it's got an amazing cast of grown-ups. Robert Forster, Ernest Borgnine, who was a massive Hollywood star even back then, Anthony Perkins from Psycho, Yvette Mimay, I think it was, Joseph Bottoms, Maximilian Schell as Hans Reinhardt, and it's just really good. The robots, as I mentioned in my previous unboxing, voiced by Slim Pickens and the great late Roddy McDowall. It was a flop. I think probably because it came out in '79 and people were like, oh, Disney tries to do Star Wars. And a lot of people think it's cheesy as heck. It's got the most trippy end sequence you've ever seen. In a film called The Black Hole, you've probably got an idea of what's going to happen anyway. But I love it. I love it. A film doesn't have to be perfection to be enjoyable. Nothing has to be perfection to be enjoyable. Otherwise, I would not have had children. Because I ain't perfect, but I'm enjoyable. That sounds terrible. What I meant was, look, everything's an acquired taste and we gravitate towards the stuff we love. I love The Black Hole, and I hope you do too. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it just for gits and shiggles, and I will see you next time. Take care now. Bye-bye then.